In this tutorial video, I shall explain some questions from chapter Statistics, exercise 14.3. So, watch the complete video. Let us see the third question of this exercise. Given below are the seats won by different political parties in the polling outcome of a state assembly elections. The very first question is draw a bar graph to represent the polling results. Second question, which political party won the maximum number of seats? Now data is given as follows. The seat won by political party A is 75, B 55, C 37, D 29, E 10 and F 37. Now according to this given data, we have to draw the bar graph. Now let us see how to draw the graph for the given data. First of all, we have to take a graph paper. On this graph paper, first of all, we will draw x-axis. This horizontal line is representing the x-axis. After that, we have to draw y-axis. This vertical line is representing y-axis. Then we have to put the numbers on the y-axis. That will represent the seat won by different political parties. Here the minimum value is 10 while the maximum value is 75. So we can take the interval of 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and so on. So same thing we can write here. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. After that we have to label this axis also. Since this axis is representing the seat won by different parties, so here we can write seat won. Similarly, we have to label x-axis also. On the x-axis, we will represent different political parties. So here we can write political party. Now we have to draw the bars for all the political parties. The very first political party is A and seat won by this party is 75. So the very first bar we will draw with length 75. 75, length 75 will reach till here from the x-axis till here. So the very first bar will be till here. So this bar is representing the political party A. Similarly, we have to draw the second bar with length 55. Length 55 will exist till here because this line is representing 50 and this line is representing 60. So 55 will exist till here. So the next bar with height 55 we have to draw. Next one is 37, so we can draw till 37. Next one is 29, so we can draw the bar with length 29. Next one is 10, next one 37. After that we have to write down the name of all the political parties. So here we can write A, B, C, D, E and F. So in this way we can represent the given data in the form of bar graph. Now let us see the second question. Which political party won the maximum number of seats? So according to this bar graph, we can observe that this is the longest bar and this bar is belonging to party A. That's why here we can write down political party A won maximum number of seats. So this is the final solution of this question. Now let us have fourth question of the same exercise. The length of 40 leaves of a plant are measured correct to 1 millimeter and the obtained data is represented in the following table. So the table is given below, length in millimeter and second one is number of leaves. Here length is given 118 to 126. Length of leaf, number of leaves is given 3. 127 to 135, number of leaves given 5 and so on. The very first question is draw a histogram to represent the given data. Second question is there any other suitable graphical representation for the same data? Third question is it correct to conclude that the maximum number of leaves are 153 millimeter long. Why? Now let us see the solution of this question. We can observe from this given data the very first class interval is from 118 to 126. In the second class interval, we are having 127 to 135. So here we can observe that all these classes are given in inclusive form. So first of all, we have to convert all these classes into the exclusive form. So let us see how to convert all these classes into the exclusive form. Whenever we are going to draw the histogram of the given data, then it is compulsory कि first of all we have to convert the given data into the exclusive form. If the given data is already in the exclusive form, then no need to convert the given data into the exclusive form. So let us see how to convert the given class interval into the exclusive form. Let us consider any class. Suppose I am taking the very first class interval 118 to 126. So from here we can select the upper limit of the class. Upper limit of this class is 126. So we can write here 126. Now after that we have to select the successive class just after this class, and then from here we have to take the lower limit of this class. From the very first class we have to select the upper limit. From the second class we have to select the lower limit of the class, that is given 127. So we can write here 127. After that we will find the difference between them. The difference between them will be equals to 1. Now whatever we are getting as a difference, we will divide this difference by 2. So we are going to divide 1 by 2. The result will be equals to 0.5. Then we will subtract 0.5 from the lower limit and we will add 0.5 in the upper limit of each class interval. Again I am repeating here, we will subtract 0.5 from each lower limit of the class and we will add 0.5 in each upper limit of the class. So when we will subtract 0.5 from 118, then the result will be equals to 117.5. When we will add 0.5 in the upper limit of this class, then the result will be equals to 126.5. Similarly, we have to subtract 0.5 from 127, then the result will be equals to 126.5, and when we will add 0.5 in 135, then the result will be 135.5. Similarly, we have to subtract 0.5 from the lower limit and we will add 0.5 in the upper limit. So let us see the data. The resultant table will be like this: 117.5 to 126.5. Now again here 126.5 to 135.5 and 135.5 to 144.5 and so on. So here we can observe that all these data are given in the exclusive form. After that, we will draw the histogram for the given data. For that, let us consider a graph paper. On this graph paper, first of all, we will draw the x-axis. On this x-axis, we will represent the length in millimeter. Then we will draw the y-axis. On this y-axis, we will represent the number of leaves. After that, we have to put the intervals on the x-axis. From here we can observe the very first number will be 117.5 to 126.5. So here on the very first point we can take 117.5, second one we can take 126.5, next we can take 135.5 and so on. So on this x-axis we have taken all these numbers. Now here we can observe a gap between these two axes. Why there is a gap between these two? Let us consider this one. The difference between these 2 points, this point and this point, is 9. If we will subtract 117.5 from 126.5, then the difference will be 9. Again, the difference between these 2 points is also 9. Difference between these 2 points is also 9. But the difference between this 2 point is equals to 117.5. So this is a big difference. So for that, we have to use this symbol. This is termed as kink. Whenever we are having a big difference, in that place we have to use this symbol, that is termed as kink. After that, we have to label the y-axis. Here we are having the very first data 3, then 5, 9, 12, 5, 4 and 2. The minimum data we are having, that is 2, and the maximum is 12. So here we can take the difference of 2. On the y-axis, we will write down all these numbers. So we can write here 0 to 2, then 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and 14. Similarly, we have to level this y-axis as number of leaves. So here we can write number of leaves. After that, we will draw the bars for each length. Here, the very first length is given 117.5 to 126.5, and the number of leaves are given 3. So the very first length of the bar will be equals to 3. So till here we have to draw one bar. Second one is we are having number of leaves 5. So the second bar will have the length 5. Third one we are having 9, so we can draw the bar with length 9. Next one we are having 12, so we can draw the bar with length 12. Next one 5, so we will draw the bar with length 5. Next one 4, and next one is 2. Here we can observe one thing, all the bars are adjacent to each other. Whenever we are drawing the histogram of the given data, then we have to draw in this manner. All the bars must be adjacent to each other. But in the case of bar graph, there should be one gap between each bar. Now let us see the solution of the second question. Other suitable graphical representation of this data is frequency polygon, because in the second question we have to find out which is the other suitable way of representing this data. So that will be equals to frequency polygon. And next solution is no, as the maximum number of leaves has their length in between 144.5 millimeter and 153.5 millimeter. It is not necessary that all have their length as 153 millimeter. So this is the final solution of this question. Now let us have question number 7 of the same exercise. The runs scored by two teams A and B on the first 60 balls in a cricket match are given below. So let us consider the data. Number of balls, team A, team B. So number of balls is given 1 to 6, and the run scored by team A is 2, and the run scored by team B is 5. Similarly, 7 to 12, team A scored 1 run, team B scored 6, and so on. Next line of the question is represent the data of both the teams on the same graph by frequency polygons. So here we have to draw frequency polygon of the given data on the same graph paper. From this class interval, we can observe that the given class intervals are in the inclusive form. Just right now in the previous question, we have already observed the given data were in the inclusive form. So the very first thing is that first of all, we will convert all these data into the exclusive form. How to convert it into the exclusive form? We can select any one class interval. Suppose I have selected the very first class interval whose upper limit is 6. So we can write here 6. Now from the next class interval, we have to select the lower limit of the class. that is 7. So we can write here 7. Then we will find the difference between these two, that will be equals to 1. After that we have to divide this difference by 2. Always we have to divide this difference by 2. The result will be equals to 0.5. After getting this value 0.5, then we have to subtract this value from the lower limit and we will add this 0.5 in the upper limit of each class. Once again I am repeating, 0.5 we have to subtract from each lower limit of the class and we will add 0.5 in each upper limit of the class. So when we will subtract 0.5 from the lower limit and 0.5 if we will add in the upper limit, then the resultant data will be as follows. It will be 0.5 to 6.5. Next one will be equals to 6.5 to 12.5. Next will be 12.5 to 18.5 and so on. Now here we can observe all these data are given in the exclusive form. After converting it into the exclusive form, then we will find the class mark of each class. Let us see how to find the class mark of each class. We will add the lower limit and the upper limit and then we will divide it by 2. 0.5 plus 6.5. Here we can write 0.5 plus 6.5 divided by 2. This is the formula to find the class mark. A class mark is always equals to lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So 6.5 plus 0.5 equals to 7. 7 divided by 2 equals to 3.5. Similarly, we can find the class mark of the second one, that will be equals to 9.5. The class mark of the third one will be equals to 15.5. Similarly, 21.5, 27.5, 33.5, 39.5, 45.5, 51.5 and 57.5. Then we have to write down the run scored by team A and then run scored by team B also. Now we are ready to plot all these data into the form of frequency polygon. For that, first of all, on the graph paper, we will draw the x-axis. This horizontal line is representing the x-axis. Then we will draw the y-axis. After that, we have to write down all these class marks, all these value on the x-axis. Here I have written the value on the x-axis. So we will start with 0. This intersection of x and y axis will be represented by 0. Here I have taken minus 2.5. How I have taken this one as minus 2.5? If we will take one more class just before that one, then the class mark of that will be equals to minus 2.5. So I have taken that also. After that, we will level this x-axis. This x-axis is representing the number of balls. All these class marks are representing the number of balls. After that, we will label the y-axis also. We will take like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because the lowest value is 1 and the highest value is 10. So we will take the value from 1 to 10. Then we can label this y-axis also as runs scored. After that, we will plot each point. Let us consider team A first. Here we are having 3.5 and 2. So on x-axis we have to search for 3.5. Here we can have 3.5 and team A, run scored by team A is 2 and we are having 2. So the very first point will exist here. This is the very first point. On the x-axis we are having 3.5. On the y-axis we are having 2. After that we will take the second one, that is 9.5 and 1. So the second point will exist here. Third one will be 15.5 and 8. The third point will exist here. Next point will be 21.5, 9. Next one will be 27.5 and 4. Next will be 33.5, 5. Next will be 39.5, 6. Next will be 45.5 and 10. Next point will exist on 51.5 and 6, and the last point will be on 57.5 and 2. After that, we will join all these consecutive points. So first of all, we will start from this point. We will start from this point and we will join these 2 points. Then second to third, third to fourth, and so on. All these points we have to join with the help of scale. At last, we have to join it on the x-axis. Similarly, we can draw the frequency polygon of team B also. So the class mark for team B is 3.5 and the run scored by team B is 5. So the very first point will be here. So we can write here with different colors, and second point will be on 9.5 and 6. So we can draw here. Third will be 15.5 and 2. Next 21.5, 10. Next 27.5, 5. Next 33.5 and 6. Next point will be on 39.5 and 3. Next point will be on 45.5 and 4. Next point will be on 51.5 and 8. And the last point is on 57.5 and 10. Similarly, we have to join all these consecutive points like this. At last, we have to draw the last point with the x-axis. So this is the final frequency polygon of team A and team B. This green color is representing the frequency polygon of team A, and this blue color is representing the frequency polygon of team B. Now let us consider question number 8 of the same exercise. A random survey of the number of children of various age groups playing in park was found as follows. Now the data is given as follow: age in years and number of children. 1 to 2, 5. 2 to 3, number of children is 3. 3 to 5, number of children is 6. 5 to 7, number of children is 12. 7 to 10, number of children is 9. 10 to 15, number of children is 10. And 15 to 17, number of children 4. Now let us see the next line of the question. Draw a histogram to represent the data above. So this time again we are going to draw the histogram. But here we can observe that the range of each class is not even. Not even means the range of this class is not equal. If we will find the range of this class, let us see how to find the range of the class. If we will subtract the lower limit from the upper limit, then we will get the range of the class. Range is also termed as size of the class. So here 2 minus 1 is equals to 1. So here the size of the class is 1, or we can say range of class is 1. 3 minus 2, again 1. 5 minus 3, that is 2. 7 minus 5, 2. 10 minus 7, the result is 3. 15 minus 10, 5. 17 minus 15, 2. So here the range or the class size is not equal, but in all the previous questions the class size was equal. So it is necessary to find the adjusted frequency of this type of question. Whenever we are having this type of question, then the very first thing is that we must find out the adjusted frequency for all these given data. So let us see the solution of this question. First of all, let us see the given data: age in years, number of children, and here I have taken length of rectangle. This is also termed as adjusted frequency also. So here how to find the length of rectangle or adjusted frequency. Let us see. This is the formula. Length of rectangle is equals to frequency of the class multiplied by minimum class size divided by class size of this class. If we will consider the very first row, so here frequency of the class, that is equals to 5. So I have written here 5. Now multiplied by minimum class size. Let us see, the minimum class size is 1. The difference between these two is 1. This one is also 1. 5 minus 3, 2. 7 minus 5 is also 2. 10 minus 7, 3. 15 minus 10, 5. Difference between 17 minus 15, that is 2. So the minimum difference is 1. So we can write here 1. Divided by class size of this class. What is the class size of this class? That is 1. So we have to divide it 1. After solving this one, we will have 5. Similarly, we can find the length of rectangle of the second class. Here again we will use the same formula. Frequency of the class, that is 3. So we have to write here 3 multiplied by minimum class size. In all the classes, the minimum class size we have to use 1. Here 1, in the second class also 1, third class also 1, fourth class again 1, fifth class, next sixth and 7. In all the places we have to use the minimum class size, that is already given 1. In this way we can find the length of rectangle. This is also termed as adjusted frequency. Now let us see how to draw the histogram of the given data. First of all, we have to take a graph paper. On this graph paper, we will draw the x-axis. So this horizontal line is representing the x-axis. Then we will draw the vertical line, that is y-axis. After that, we will level x-axis and the y-axis. So here we are having the data 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 7, 15, 7, 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 17. So minimum data is 1 and here maximum data is 17. So here we can take the interval of 1, 1. So here we can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 till 18 I have taken. After that, we have to level this x-axis. Here we can write age in years, because this x-axis will represent the age of the children. Similarly, we have to level by y also. Here the minimum value is 2 and the maximum value we are having 6. So we can write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 6 we can write, but I have taken till 8. Then we can write here population of children, or we can say number of children also. Now we will draw the histogram of all these data. The very first length of rectangle is given 5. So we will take the bar with length 5 and here we will focus on this class interval also 1 to 2. So we will take here the breadth of rectangle, we will take 1 to 2 while the length will be taken as 5. So the very first bar will be like this. The breadth must be equals to the class interval, that is 1 to 2, and the height must be equals to the 5. So I have taken this one. Now second one is 2 to 3 and the length of rectangle is 3. So the second bar will be like this. Third one 3 to 5. This time the breadth of the rectangle will change from 3 to 5 and the length is given 3. So we will draw this bar. Next one is 5 to 7 and length is 6. So we will draw the next bar. Next one is 10 to next one is 7 to 10 and the length is 3. So we will take next bar, and next bar we will take 10 to 15. Here this is the 10 to 15. From 10 to 15 we have to take the breadth and length is given 2. So we have to take the height till 2. And the last one is 15 to 17 with length 2. So we can draw like this. So this is the final solution of this question. Thank you for watching this video.